Hello, my brothers and sisters on the Dragon's Path. My name is Tim Heijen and I believe in dragons. And there is so much wind, there is so much noise in the forest today. But at least I'm glad that the snow is finally gone, for the most part, in this forest especially, because it was slippery and I was falling all the time. You know, I'm very, very clumsy. When there is a lot of snow, I continue to fall, especially when it's going up or it's going down. Yeah, Tim is lying there in the snow, and that is very cold and painful sometimes. But now it's gone and the wind is there, so Q is hard working. So let me tell you something more about the Dragon's Path. As a dragon witch, I don't want to be someone that is very cliche as a witch. As a witch, you know how a cliche witch looks like: large nose, and always dressed in black. And yeah, I have to admit, I always dress myself in black. Ever since the beginning of, knowingly, on the beginning of my draconic path, I always wore black, always, from the beginning. Even today, I always wear it. And that was most of the time because it was inspired by my dragon, which has, in the first moments that I saw my dragon, it was a dark shaped color that I saw from my dragon. So I took upon the color of my dragon back in the day, and so I always continue to have a black, a black clothes. And so people sometimes, I feel bad to seem like some kind of a cliche witch, because a dragon witch is not a cliche, not at all, because what do they know about witches? They don't even know that they ever existed. Dragon witches are not as usual as normal witches, but that are actually practicing or using or learning magic from other witches, passing on the knowledge, passing on the wisdom. That is not how a dragon witch works. The dragon witch never wanted to be a witch. The only thing that they do is to listen and to follow the dragon that they seem to feel and even see. And that is why the first time that I ever seen a dragon was the dark shaped dragon, a dark color that I had, that I've seen. And I had kind of the feeling, if my lord always had this kind of color, why would a human continue to change color in their clothes? I mean, one color is enough. That was a philosophy that I had in the day. And when I did this, somewhere I could feel but my dragon was actually very, very pleased with some kind of an honor for that I wanted to show my dragon, an honor that I wanted to have the colors of the dragon. I wanted to have the colors. In the Dragon's Path, the more that you are on the draconic path, the more that you start to understand the animalistic instincts of this world. You've been a human for so long, and then finally something is awakened that is totally not human inside of you and around you, that you can sense them, that you can feel them, and even connect with them. That means that you can also connect with your new self, and this new self has a lot of animalistic takes, and I was very surprised in the beginning of these different kind of instincts that were awakened back then. These instincts. Humans always saw themselves as superior over other creatures, other animals, and this awakening took care that, oh my goodness, they were so wrong. I didn't very much care back in the day, but once I had a dragon's eye and I developed the third eye, and I could sense the dragons, and I could also sense spirits that are not only human, that are also animalistic, that I could be actually talking to them. That is actually a bit the case, to spirits. Draconic energies, draconic spirits can talk to other spirits, even though they are not humans or dragons. It can be that you are capable of talking to animal spirits, and that you can even have other animals other than dragons by your side. Very, very possible. And that you can also talk with them. The draconic path is actually has a lot of surprises sometimes, and these surprises are not always the same as us. It's not that I wanted to show. Yes, in the beginning of my path, I wanted to show everyone the dragon. I even had, in the beginning, I had dragon shirts. I could sense them in the beginning, but not really see them. As the first time that I ever seen a dragon, that changed everything. So I only wore black, but in the beginning I only sensed the dragon and I could visualize them, and so I could very much sense my dragon, but not really see them. And when I did, I bought myself some T-shirts with dragons on it, and I said to everyone, dragons, please, dragons are alive, dragons are real, and dragons are more than us. Can't anyone see the beauty of the dragon? I mean, I was obsessed about it, but no one, of course, no one took this serious, especially with a dragon shirt like this. No one was saying, "Oh wow, that is so." That is so something that a child would do. That is not really how you do things like this, First of all, we don't see this. We don't have to do this. We don't have to convince humans of dragons. They are not connected with them. So those who are not connected with them don't have to have a connection with them. So don't bother. Don't care, because maybe they have connections with different kind of spirits, but not with dragons. Most of the people on this world, the majority of it, just don't have a connection with dragons, and they don't care. So let them be, because they are not chosen by dragons, and they don't have a draconic spirit that is inside of them. So don't bother. So if they are one day visited by a dragon, they don't even have to see the dragon, only be felt. That is enough to awaken their spirit, their draconic spirit. They will touch you, and they will, of course, open it up. So it doesn't make any sense to show the dragon to those who are not on the dragon's path. It doesn't make sense because, like I said, they don't care, and they will not have a dragon by their side. It could be very, very much, and that is very interesting to know, that a lot of human beings have different kind of spirits by their side that are not draconic. I once felt this. Once I was, 10 years ago, I was also in a forest like this, but not this one, it was more tiny, that I felt a person walking by, and he had a lot of energy. I mean, so much energy that it affected my energy even. Not in a bad way, not in a good way, but just like it was touching each other. We were touching each other in spirit, and this had a lot of things that I could feel. I felt this so much, and this person, he turned his head around, and he looked at me like I was touching him. Very special feeling. He had a very, very strong spirit by his side, and this very strong spirit that he was as well awakened by something that was by his side. It was not draconic, but it was also living beyond the gates. It's very special, actually, if you start to understand spirits, animals, trees, and all the elements. If you start to understand what is inside of other humans and in the side of other animals and trees even, what kind of a spirit they have. It's all learning. That is the draconic path. Being a dragon witch is the first thing, but of course learning to grow and to create wisdom and knowledge of the dragon. It's a pathway, and every single step that we take is a step closer to the dragon realm, and a step closer, of course, to what you used to know as a draconic spirit, that you remember more. And all the surprises that you have, of course, is a surprise in a good way, even though sometimes we seem to have a bad experience, such as visiting Leviathan's void, but it's also learning. It's because Leviathan wants this that we want to learn. But Leviathan would always, and your dragon god as well, as if he's your dragon god or the other dragon gods, they will say to you from one day to another that you don't have to bother to say to other people or to convince them of the existence of dragons. It's not needed. It's not their concern. They are not their concern. If you love someone very much like your family member, of course, that is your concern because this will affect you, but not people that just walk around. Dragons don't care. Just like the dragon actually don't really much care about this person that I once met, but it was very interesting to feel it. It felt very special. But they still don't care about them. That is a different path that he was taking. A very different path, even it's beyond the gates, and the dragon might have known the entity that was by his side. It's still a different path. And all the humans, actually the majority of humans, are in a different path. And the dragon only cares about you. Your dragon only cares about you. And also my dragon only cares about draconic spirits, other dragons. For example, you are awakened. For you, it will work. My T-shirt would have worked if you passed by me. I mean, if you pass me by, and you see this shirt, and you see a very beautiful dragon on it. For you, it might have worked. For you, it might have triggered you, for seeing the beauty of the dragon, and it might have worked to open up the gates. And that is what I wanted, that is what I thought. Everyone has a dragon by his side. And from that day on, I know, no, of course not. But for some who are still hiding away their dragon, for some, it might have worked. If you saw this dragon. Most of the time, it's being caused by a trigger, a simple trigger, by the image of the dragon, or someone is speaking about the dragon, or just a movie. It could have worked, but not for everyone. Not for most of the time, most of the people, of course not. But for you, it might have worked, because you are a draconic spirit, and this draconic spirit is awakened by other dragons, or even the image of it, or what it has to do with it, of course. You don't need much to be awakened. So yeah. My brothers and sisters, be blessed.